In this video, I am going to show you why gold can be overrated. And no, I'm not saying this in a weird way. I'm genuinely saying this because I've been trading gold for some years, but there's other assets out there that can really make you money as well. And that's what this video is all about. So let me show you why gold is overrated and why these other ones aren't and really can actually help you grow. So on the left hand side, as you guys see, this is obviously gold. Gold is gold. I don't know how else to explain it, but you know how gold moves because 90% of us trade gold. But over here you have oil. Now, the two difference between these two is actually a lot. And it might not be like that on this screen, but let me just explain something. I've been trading for 7 years now. And within my 7th year, I was actually able to buy my dream car, which is a Lamborghini Huracan Evo rear-wheel drive 2021. And before that time, I was trying to find what strategy, what pair is actually profitable. And I was all over the place. And what I mean by that is I tried this strategy because I seen it on YouTube, or it was something hype that I seen on Instagram and everybody's talking about it, like the ICT concept, the silver bullet. I tried all of these different things and I'm like, yo, I gotta make money. And I was always trying to make money every second of the day. So I know with gold, you can do that, right? Like even if you miss one opportunity, you can catch an opportunity here. And what I'm getting at is there's so many different opportunities you can catch on gold. And that right there is just alone why a lot of traders trade it. I personally don't like that. And I'm gonna tell you why, because it puts me in the state of mind of greed. Let's say I make a good trade and I made 5K. And now I'm down because I decided to get in the market again. And then now I'm up because I decided to get in the market again to revamp what I had lost in London session. That happens. And that is a psychological greed thing. But with oil, it is super slow compared to gold, but it is the most consistent and calm pair. So if you ask me, would you rather take calm, consistent over super volatile, very unpredictable, don't know what the fuck is happening, more of like a gambling thing more than like a structure thing? I would take the structure. If somebody was to tell me, hey Solo, I can guarantee you would make $10 million in 20 years rather than maybe you might make some good money in a year, which one would you take? I would take that one because he clearly told me guarantee is like making it's possible. So if you put that perception in your mind, a lot of what you do in trading could change, as it did for me. Everybody wants to scalp gold because it's popular, but popularity isn't exactly what most traders get trapped. Gold has more eyes, more emotions, more fake outs, but US oil, when you understand liquidity, understand range, understand price action, it prints faster and cleaner. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. The real reason why oil prints faster. Here's some value points. Oil acts strongly to supply and demand. Oil respects liquidity grabs. Oh, but when it comes to trends, if it's going to go up, it's going to go up. If it's going to go down, it's going to go down. That's the big reason why I like oil. And I can catch, if I really wanted to catch like 5 moves in one session, I can do that. But that's what you get with oil. And when it comes to taking these like 1 to 2 moves quick, you're in and out, 10K, 5K, $100, $1,000 made easily. So liquidity is built, then liquidity gets swept, and then momentum expands. So oil is not magical. It just moves with more direction, momentum when value hits. Once oil takes liquidity and picks a side, it can travel fast. That's what I was saying earlier. That's why I like it for scalping. So if you are a scalper, oil is going to be that one pair you should trade. I don't need to sit on the trade forever. I need the setup, the entry, the risk, and the expansion. And this is why I say now, trading 7 years, I used to trade every single day. Like when I was even going live, I was going live every single day. And a lot of people ask me, yo, E, are you going live again? And I am in my inner community, but it's not going to be every day. It's just going to be when I wake up. If I possibly see a setup, it's just like when you possibly see that tornado is getting started, so you want to video record it, same thing. I just need to see the setup first. And we take the trade. And long term, I made way more money short term. And I'm going to just say this all the time. Long term, I made way more money than I did short term. So gold versus oil. This is the psychology behind it. Everybody watches this, right? Everybody reacts to the same levels. More emotion traders. You got way more emotional traders, more fake out entries, more stop hunts, believe it or not. But on oil, you have clean momentum. So you have less retail obsession than gold. stronger directional pushes, better for disciplined scalpers, and then it reacts fast to liquidity. So you get all of that in one. So let's kind of talk about what my play is though. Like, what is the solo E play? Number one is you want to find the most recent high and the most recent low. Let's go in the market real quick and let me show you what that will look like. But once I do that, let me give you the others so you can understand. The second is wait for liquidity to get sweep. Once you find the most recent high and the most recent range, you're going to take out your Fibonacci. And then within the Fibonacci, there's going to be two levels you're only going to be paying attention to. This is simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Inside these two levels is where you're going to be looking for liquidity grabs, liquidity zones, fair value gaps, equilibrium levels, as far as imbalances. Anything that comes down to structure should be within those two fib levels. Number three, confirm price rejections back inside the structure. So if the liquidity gets swept inside this is going, I'm gonna call the fib zone right here. So this is called the fib zone. If liquidity gets swept, expect it to come right back up immediately. Pull out your fibs so you can understand where the TP is at. Wait for price to return near their 50%. Really, we're going to be using the 48 and 44% as well as the 618, and you can also use the 50%. Same thing. Enter only after rejections, okay, / confirmation, and your target is only 1 or 2, or use the fib extension tool, which really we're going to talk about that in a bit, which is my fib settings for those that do not have it already. And that's pretty much it. So let me show you real quick, like a perfect world example. And then we're going to go on the live charts and show you real quick. This is what it will look like. Let's say this line right here was just liquidity that we marked on the left hand side. It swept it out. And then as you see, secondly, strong bullish candle breaks inside the range. Number three, once it breaks inside the range, it is now creating what we call a new range. And this is where we take out our fibs. So we draw our fibs from this swing low to this most recent swing high. And then when we pull it, let's just say technically the swing low is actually here and then the swing high is here. So when we pull it, you will then now see that within that fibs, 44% Fibonacci and the 618 is in between here. Inside this zone is some type of equilibrium and some type of structural level. When you see the sweep inside of it, you can either wait for the entry candle, which is a power candle, and then you buy it. So also making sure you have the moving averages, the candles crossing over the moving averages. That, my friend, is literally how you can take this move. And this is my setup that I look for, but I only look for this at a particular time. Timing is also everything. You don't just trade it any time. You got to trade it at a particular time. This is the 3-man standing confirmation list. Step 1, determine the true direction. How you determine the true direction is you start on the 1 hour or the 4 hour time frame. When you're on a 1 hour, 4 hour time frame, you will know if it's going up or going down. Do not let these small moves, these pullbacks, fool you, especially if you already know by drawing out the fibs that this was the level that is bouncing to head back up. So after that, step 2, you mark liquidity zones using your fibs. It's kind of what I just broke down. You take out your fibs. You see that this is the 618. This is the 44%. You look for any liquidity zones or any type of structural strategy there. And then next, entry. You look for your entry. And then the risk to reward that we follow is very simple. We use our fibs a lot, but the first target at least needs to try to be a 1 to 2. If we cannot get a 1 to 2 from like the next most recent high using the fibs, we don't take the trade. That is also in this playbook that I created, by the way. If you do want this, you can literally get this at soloetv.com. available for you. Also, if you guys ever wanted to actually create your own trading plan, you can do that through RestroFX.com. Cool thing about RestroFX.com is they have a built-in trading journal for you. So therefore, when you take trades, place trades, everything is already built in here. All you have to do is come down to the bottom left-hand side where it says try me, put in your email, and then you get to build your own strategy. It will tell you what asset actually makes you profitable. It'll tell you what you should trade, when you should trade, and all of that is all AI built. It makes everything easy. So if you do want that, you can also check that link down below. And when you do sign up, you get access to our community also as well. So that's pretty cool. But now back to this. The second is all based off of the Fibonacci extension tool, which I'll show you guys that in the live charts as well. Okay, so let me give you an example of a non-trade setup compared to a trade setup. So today is literally the 4th. And within the 4th, I seen no setup at all, which I was hoping to get a setup, but I see no setup. So I took no trade. And I'm glad I didn't take a trade, because if I did, I would have been holding this trade for as long as possible. So let me show you a setup trade. So this trade happened on the 29th of April. And this was a pretty simple trade. So I want you guys to pay attention to the timing, because I'm also going to show you another pair as well. So notice that at around 150, this is actually 150 for those that can't see. Around 150, this is actually when our play happened. And I'm gonna explain that in a bit, but this is when our play happened. How is this your play, Solo? How do you ask? So what we're looking at is the range. What is the most recent high, the most recent low? We're focusing on a bigger scale. So what we're going to now do is draw out our fibs from this swing low to this swing high. And the reason being is, and the only way you can honestly do this is very simple. You take out a line chart, you draw your lines like this, and you simply wait for structure to break the high of the previous high. And when it does that and closes above it, that previous low marks as your starting point. But now if you want to figure out the high point, because we figured out the low by drawing out the most recent high, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to look at the most recent low. So as you see, I'm drawing a line, and when market breaks past this line, that is when that range is complete. So we see it wasn't complete there. Let me go ahead and do this again. We got another one here, another one here, and another one here. As you see, it finally closed right here. So this is why I said that this is the A and this is the B. So what I'm gonna do is draw out my fibs from the swing low to the swing high. As you see, market broke this previous low, which now makes this high the last high before market reverse. So then now that makes this entire play right here the most recent range. Now all of this, if you want to get all that, you go on a higher scale, but here is what we're paying attention to. And then inside my 44% and 618 is where I want to see market tap into, because this is the level of consistency of what happens when you get a proper reversal pattern. And then now, for those that do not have it, go to, in TradingView, you can go on top where it says indicators, and the indicators, all you want to do is search up the moving average. And this is what we're using right here. We are using the EMA exponential moving average. We set the length at 9, and that's it. But all we're going to do is wait on market to tap into these two levels here. Once it does that, we need a power candle. What is a power candle? Power candle is anything that is basically bigger than the previous candle. If you were to say this candle is longer than this candle, this is considered as a power candle. So now that we have a power candle, in order to actually know if this is a true power candle where it won't reverse and give us like another fake out, or hopefully it'll sometimes give us what we call a double bottom, which is this. I like to call it the W. So every time you look at a double bottom, think of a W. Every time you think of a double top, think of an M. M can be just like that. It can sometimes look like that. Same thing with this. It can sometimes look like that, or sometimes look like that, but it's a W and it's an M. So when I see that, that could happen. So what I then do is use the moving average to determine when to enter. And as you see, this is the 9 EMA. So if we get a power candle crossing above it, guess what? Now I'm taking my buy, simple trade, y'all. And we're going to go long. We're going to put our entry here. And then you can do two things. Stop loss can literally be below that most recent low, or it can be 5 pips from the entry candle. If you want to get real tight with it. And then guess what? All you're going for is a 1 to 2 trade. You're going to use the expansion of the Fibonacci, which is the negative 0.618 and negative 0.27 as your targeting point. If the long position is giving you a 1 to 2, or like anything that says 2, right? So as you see here, it's got 1.8. That's still technically a 1 to 1. But as you see here, we got a 1 to 2. As long as we can get it to a line before it hits the negative 0.27, we're good. The reason why I take it to these two levels is because this is not what I designed. Fibonacci sequence themselves, they use it on bone structure. Doctors use it. Art is used in life everywhere. They say these levels is where you see basically structures forming again. So if I know that, then now I'm going to use that in my advantage to use it as a take profit level. And that's literally all it is. So as you see, market dead tap into that area. But the biggest problem is the timing. And the reason why I don't trade sometimes during this time is because it will literally do what we just seen right here. It will start to consolidate. So my times that I always like to go for when it comes to structure is roughly around 10:30, getting to possibly noon, but noon is still pushing it. But since war has been happening, I've been noticing it's been moving honestly way before my hours, and that's why I haven't really been trading it a lot. And also during London session, you see a lot of moves too. And this all changed. This wasn't the case. This was just because of the war, and it kind of changed it a little bit. So I noticed literally from 12 to 3 is actually where my moves happen. This is a perfect example of playing it safe. So notice right here, this happened at, let's just say we change our times to noon to 3. Notice here, we got market to pull. We know that it is going up, all right? And then we got a market to pull right here. We're like, oh, let's take an entry because maybe we see this whole play as a range. So let's do it. Okay, we've seen it tapped into here, but we haven't got any power candle. This is not a good power candle. It needs to be longer than the previous candle. This is actually equal to this candle. If you look at the wick and the body, notice market immediately went down. But if you notice here, it went back up. This is probably something I wouldn't have caught anyway. So that wouldn't have been a trade anyway. Notice right here, we got the same thing. Let's say that we use this as our range. Market tapped in here beautifully. And then as you see, market actually did create this, but given the time at 2, so we can take this trade. Let's say that we decide to take this trade. Let's say we did 2 stops. We can do either 5 pips from it. We would have got stopped out, but if we would have did it from this low, this would have been pushing it. Depending on your spreads and where your stop loss is at, you might have been good with this trade, but it didn't hit into the next day. And this is what I was saying earlier, that sometimes at 2, 3 o'clock moves will consolidate, and that's why I don't like trading it. But like I said, with war, it's been weird because look at this day. This was a crazy day, and this was a Tuesday. So it's been playing around a little bit, and that's fine. That's what market does. It's never going to be perfect. You just got to be perfect with your setup and always follow it, and you'll be good to go. So if you guys really want to tap in and use the broker we use, you can. Also, guys, they do have the option for you to use the Power Up account, which is basically giving you a 125% deposit bonus. You're actually able to use a debit card and also a credit card on your deposits, but everything is through withdrawal through crypto. So that's cool. If you guys want to go ahead and go that route, you can. They're only doing it up to $2,000 at this moment as far as the max that you can deposit using your debit or credit card. You can even use Apple Pay, which is fucking cool as well. So it's a cool thing you guys can tap into. Other than that, I appreciate you. Your boy Solo. Peace.